What's up, dude? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit short because this is kind of the closing of a case, so I think we will just get right into it. So I'm pretty sure like all of us know what the show That 70s Show is, and like if you don't, you even at least just know of it. But one of the characters on the show was named Hyde, and he was played by Danny Masterson. The show ran from 1998 to 2006. And I mean, like, he was a beloved character of the show. Everyone really liked him. And then him and Ashton Kutcher went on to act in the show The Ranch. That was another really big show that, like, just took off on Netflix. And I have to admit, it really was a good show for a long time. But then, pretty soon, Danny was accused of sexually assaulting 3 women between 2001 and 2003. So after that, his character was written off of The Ranch, and that, let's see, he was written off in, I want to say, like, 2017 when the allegations, like, happened. So they went to trial last year, but it was a hung jury, and it was, like, nearing an acquittal. But then they went back and they retried in May of this year. So that's a little background, but some of that I'll go over again in my notes that I wrote up. But that's just like a little bit of background for you guys. So Danny is also a member of the Church of Scientology, which is how he met the 3 women that came forward and accused him to have sexually assaulted them at his Hollywood Hills home between 2001 and 2003. The women were also members of the church. It's a very controversial church. If you don't know what it is, definitely do a Google search because trust me, you will go down a rabbit hole. This church is wild, and honest, I could do a whole video on it. There's plenty of documentaries about it. Like, it's crazy. And the people that like try to get more information about it kind of hang around the church a little bit just to like see what happens. They get followed by people like allegedly from the church. It's crazy. And the guy that started this whole church and religion, essentially, he was like a science fiction author for a long time, and he wrote a Western book, and my parents actually have like the audio book for it. And I told them that, I was like, you guys realize that guy started the Church of Scientology, right? And they were like, oh no, we didn't know that. And I was like, yup. So just kind of funny little fact for you guys. But yeah, but just keep in mind, this church is wild, and it does play a part in the case, even though the church is never like the church isn't actually involved in the case. Like, they're never named as like prosecution, or you know what I mean. So like I said, Danny was accused in 2017, and that's when the LAPD started an investigation into these allegations. One of the women was a former girlfriend of Danny's. We don't know the names of any of them. They all go by like Jane Doe 1, Jane Doe 2. Last year, the jury was deadlocked, so the trial was deemed a mistrial, and they were like kind of leaning towards that acquittal, which you don't want. In May, he was retried, and the prosecution claimed that he had drugged the women before taking advantage of them, and the church tried to silence them after. He has been found guilty of 2 counts of rape, but the jury wasn't able to reach a verdict in the allegation that he had R-worded his longtime girlfriend. That does get a little bit trickier when it's like a confirmed girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, you know what I mean? So it is harder to say whether or not any sexual abuse happened in that case. I'm not like surprised at all that the church tried to silence these women, because even members that leave the church are like silenced, or the church tries to silence them or go after them with like legal documents and stuff like that. It's wild. So on Thursday, Danny was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. He is currently 47 years old, so that's a life sentence. Mr. Masterson, I know that you're sitting here steadfast in your claims of innocence, and thus no doubt feeling victimized by a justice system that has failed you, Superior Judge Charlene Almedo said just before she dispatched Masterson to prison. But Mr. Masterson, you are not the victim here. Danny is married to model and actress Bijou Phillips. She did stand by him throughout all of the trials, but after the sentence was read, she put on some sunglasses and just left the courtroom without a word. When you R-worded me, you stole from me, Jane Doe number 2 told the court. That's what R is. A theft of the spirit. You are pathetic, disturbed, and completely violent, she said. The world is better off with you in prison. Jane Doe number 1 said Masterson has not shown an ounce of remorse for the pain he caused. I know he belonged behind bars for the safety of all women he came in contact with, she said. I am so sorry and I am so upset. I wish I'd reported him sooner to the police. Although, let's be real, that was in 01 to 03. Who knows if anything really would have happened at that point. Jane Doe number 3 said Masterson's actions sentenced her to viewing my body as a crime scene my entire life. Oh, that's heartbreaking. I absolutely hate that. But I'm sure you guys are kind of wondering, what do Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis think about all of this? Because they are such close friends. They are still supporting him, and they do think that he's innocent. So I don't know, if their feelings will change at all throughout this. I'm not sure. But it is crazy to see a very famous actor like this go to jail for, the rest of his life. It's just absolutely wild. But, I think, if there was enough evidence to prove that he had done this, he should get life in prison. I don't think that was a bad call. This really sucks, though. I love that 70s show. I watch it before I fall asleep every night, so that's kind of sad. But anyways, that is basically the case of Danny Masterson. If anything else, comes up from this, I'll let you guys know. I know that his lawyers are still trying to, get him off and get him out of jail, but I don't know if they can do anything at this point. So I will keep you guys updated. If you have any other comments that you would like to add to this, definitely leave them in the comments down below. All my case sources are linked in the description box down below as well, so if you guys want to read more about this, absolutely go and do that. But that is it for me today, but I will be back on Monday with another true crime video. Bye, guys.